Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We are so excited you're here tonight. I'm Nikki McCutchen. I will be your host. Thank you so much for joining us. Just know the call tonight will be for 30 minutes. Please know whoever invited you must really care about you to want you to know about this technology. We are truly witnessing it, just changing people's lives and helping with so many different things that we are always so excited to share it with others. And so thank you so much for joining us tonight. So tonight, we're going to start with our medical disclaimer. All Lifeway products are for informational, or what we'll be sharing tonight is for informational purposes only. All Lifeway products are not intended to treat, cure, diagnose, or prevent any dis-ease. If you are on medications or have medical conditions or are pregnant or nursing, please always check with your preferred healthcare practitioner first. And as always, we recommend anytime you're embarking on a new health regimen, diet, or fitness program that you check with those preferred healthcare practitioners as well. So with that, we are going to talk about this amazing little patch technology. And what I love so much about it is the technology inspires to do what it already does best, what our bodies already do best, which is heal themselves. And so that's what's so cool, is that it just helps the body do what it already was designed to do. So this product is FDA recognized and compliant as a general wellness product. It's a class 1 medical device. It's completely non-transdermal. So what that means is there's nothing that transfers from this patch into your body. Most people are used to a nicotine patch, a vitamin patch, an estrogen patch. All of those things transfer something from the patch into the body. This works completely different from that, and I'm going to explain that here in a minute. But in that center, that white little patch, what you see is organic amino acids and salts in a crystal lattice structure at the stereoisomer level. So crystal lattice structure that is reflective like a mirror. Okay, so I'm going to explain that more here in a minute as well. But this is complete medical grade plastic, a hypoallergenic adhesive. It has a 96% effectiveness rate. Sorry, hang on one second. Okay, there we go. I forgot to press some buttons before we got started. Oh, well, right, it'll be all right. So hypoallergenic adhesive, it has a 96% effectiveness rate. That is truly remarkable to have that high of an effectiveness rate. So, and something that is non-transdermal. So there's no interaction, there's no chemicals, there's no injections, there's nothing that's going into the body. This is just supporting the body to do what it was already designed to do. So that 96% effectiveness rate means that it's always working for everyone, okay, except for 4%. 4% of you. That 4% of you, usually you are vegan. And so you struggle with having alanine in your body. So we have this amazing product called Cellergize. And it has alanine in it. So that's going to help those of you who are vegan. The other cool thing is that a lot of people are deficient in magnesium, potassium, and copper. Those are all in here as well as the proper ratio of copper to zinc to have that balanced ratio in the body. And so those help to support anyone who is deficient in those areas, which that's very common. Those things are common for people to be deficient in as well. A reason why just a regular person like me would want to use this is that I was already utilizing electrolytes. So this also has electrolytes, again, balanced in here for your body, that helps to support if you sweat, if you work out. So anytime you are sweating or working out, your body is it needs to be able, those cells still need to be able to talk to each other. So that electrical conductivity that goes from cell to cell still needs to happen. And the magnesium and the potassium still need to be there for that to be created, for our body to have ATP, for us to have energy. So that helps with all of that. So I just switched from the electrolytes I was using to this, but plus I'm getting all the other things. So one of the things I hadn't added, even though I work out, is an amino acid, which if we are working out, we really need amino acids to help, build muscle. So if you're not, you really need to eat a lot of meat and protein to do that. And so having the amino acids in here as well is another benefit to that, as well as it also has xanthox, which helps to support our own body's healthy activity of stem cells in our body. So This is an amazing combination. Really, it would cost well over $250 to get all of these different things in different products. This is combined completely uniquely. I have not seen a product on the market that's combined like this, as well as it is smart technology for us who are using the patches because it helps to optimize the patch use. Does that mean you have to take this for the patches to work? No, absolutely not. You can use the patches and not have this, no problem. The patches still by themselves have a 96% effectiveness rate. If you want to make sure that's 100%, you're going to add this. Plus, if you just want all the extra benefits, which, like I said, it was an easy switch over for me just to switch from what I was using to this as well. So that's a great add. Our technology, so this little patch is extremely affordable. This is what's crazy is there's really nothing that compares to this on the market today that even comes close. But if I was going to pick something that would be some kind of close comparison, that would be a stem cell injection. So those are thousands and thousands of dollars go normally into just one area and hoping to benefit that one area, a shoulder, a knee, an ankle, whatever it might be, a hip. They don't always work. And so there's no guarantee with that. Whereas I just told you, this has a 96% effectiveness rate, which is truly remarkable to have that again. So it's always going to be working in your body. So the stem cell injection is the comparison. This is pennies on the dollar to that. I'm going to give you a list here in a little bit as to why when I say it's really hard to even pick something that would be comparable because of all the things that this, what this activates, all the things that it naturally already does in the body. So we're going to go over that here in a minute, but it is patented technology. So we have over 200 patents. There's over 90 clinical studies. You can go see all of those on patchtheway.com, P-A-T-C-H, theway.com. You can look all of those up on there and you can just read and dive as deep as you want to. Yes, please definitely use the chat. If you guys have questions as I'm talking, feel free to use that and we will come back to your questions. But so again, there's no product in the world that does what X39 does. So how does this actually work? It works through a process called photobiomodulation, which is just a big word for light making change in the body. You already actually know what this is because every time you step out into the sun and the sun hits your skin and your eyes, it tells your body to make vitamin D. And then that vitamin D goes and does what it was already designed to do in the body. Our technology works very similar to that. Only you do not have to have the sun for this to work. Your body emits heat. And so that body heat and our own light is what is reflected on the center of that patch back into the body at a very specific frequency. So how do we understand that that actually works? So when you're thinking about night vision goggles or you see that on a movie and you see them looking through those and they're talking about a heat signature because they're seeing all those different colors. Those colors are scientifically a low-grade infrared light that emits from every part of our body. What does that tell us? That tells us that you can actually then wear this technology anywhere on your body you want to because that infrared light is coming out everywhere. Now, do we have clinically tested spots? Yes, we do. But again, the company's been around for over 20 years, which means we know that you can put it on any part of the body and it's going to turn on the peptide that does the work in the body to get to create all of these amazing things that we see happen with people. So anywhere on the body, 12 hours on, 12 hours off. I put mine on in the morning when I get up. I take it off at night when I go to bed. And the next day I put on a brand new patch. And I do that day after day, week after week. And that long-term results allows your body to make changes. It allows your body to have GHK copper peptides stimulated and activated so that it will go and do the work that it was already designed to do in the body, just like vitamin D. So when that vitamin D gets stimulated by the sun, the vitamin D goes and does the work. The sun does not give us vitamin D, okay? This patch does not give us GHK copper peptide. There's nothing going from the patch into your body. It is stimulating at a very specific frequency, back into the body like a mirror, like crystal lattice structure, reflecting very specific frequency, turning on GHK copper peptide in the body, which then goes and does everything that it's already designed to do in the body. Now, this list of things that GHK copper peptide does in the body is actually really long, but I'm only going to talk to you about 5 things. I've already mentioned the regenerative cells, and so those can go anywhere, become anything that your body so deems necessary. Those cells is what our body uses to regenerate itself, to renew itself. We had an abundance of those when we were younger than 20. It's why when we fell off a bike and skinned our knee, we could just get back up and keep going. But it's also why if grandma gets on a bike and she falls off, she's probably not getting up, which I have actually experienced that with my own mom. So many, many bruises and flipping over the front handlebars and all of those things. And so we were done. Our bike ride was done and over. So that doesn't happen for a child. They can just get up and keep going, and they're going to skin their knee and it's going to regenerate very, very quickly. So it takes grandma a long time to heal from bike accidents. I can attest to that for sure. So anyway, activating your own body's regenerative cells. The second thing is cardiovascular health. So all of us want to have a high quality of cardiovascular health because that is one of the main things that people are struggling with today. So this is activating your cardiovascular system at the mitochondrial level, supporting the entire system. So all of your heart, all of your blood vessels, all of the lining of your blood vessels. So we see people's blood pressure just helping to normalize and come back into balance because of the support to that system. I have seen multiple different kinds of symptomology with heart conditions completely reverse because of the support that we're getting to our cardiovascular system, which is truly remarkable and truly a life changer and miracle for people. So the third thing is your brain. This helps to bring back brain cognition, help with mental clarity. Depression, anxiety will often lift for people. They will just feel that lifting and that lightening. I was forgetting things. Like I would ask my kids a question and I would forget their answers. I would know I asked them the question, but I couldn't remember what they told me, and I would have to ask again. All of that completely cleared up. It made me much happier because I didn't feel like I was losing my mind. It made my kids much happier because I was not constantly repeating questions to them. So to have my brain clarity back and that brain fog lifting, so very thankful for. If that was the only thing the technology had done for me, I would be so very thankful for that, because obviously we know if those are some things that we're experiencing in our brain, those are often signs that that's not good. We're not going down a good path. So we want to try to be able to support that and figure that out long before there's ever a serious problem. So to have that kind of support and have all of that back is just such a peace of mind for me and for my family. So very, very thankful for that. The fourth thing is collagen. Collagen, y'all, is totally amazing. It's not just hair, skin, and nails. It's truly the glue that holds our body together. So it's the ligaments, it's the tendons, it's the fascia, it's the cartilage, it's in the lining of all of our organs. It's everywhere. So to have that collagen support is truly remarkable. So here's the other very interesting thing. When you are thinking about collagen and regenerative cells in the body, those decline at about the same rate as we age. So by the time we're 30, half of our regenerative cells are no longer working optimally, and the collagen is declining at about that same rate. So by the time we're 60, we only have about 10% of our regenerative cells and our collagen and elastin working well together to help our bodies to regenerate. So that's why it takes us so much longer to heal from whatever's going on with us as we age, because of that regenerative cell activity declining and the collagen also declining. So when you can put those two things back together in the body, it's truly why with GHK copper peptide, why this is truly considered the fountain of youth, because it truly is restoring not just these 5 things. And the other thing is the immune system. All of us want a better immune system because we know we're constantly exposed to things. My husband was kind of feeling like he was coming down with something the last few days. And, we just patched and took our vitamins and, he's feeling better. And felt completely fine. Thank you, Lord. Hopefully that's still going to remain to be the truth, but just very thankful that our immune systems are working well in our 50s, to where sometimes that can take you out for a couple days, or depending on, what it is you've been exposed to, sometimes it can be longer than that. So just to have our body be able to process those toxins and for us to be able to move on is truly a blessing to have that. So those 5 things, that's just 5. There's a very long list of things. If you Google GHK-CU, you're going to see so many things that GHK copper peptide does in the body. It's truly remarkable. So we always want to talk about good hydration. Like I mentioned that with Cellergize, to have those electrolytes in there so that your cells can talk to each other. It's the hydration in our body that controls everything with our health. Most people are chronically dehydrated. And so there are a lot of things in the body that if we were not dehydrated, they might just clear up on their own just because our bodies are hydrated. So everything, all of our organs, all of our cells, all of the lymphatic system is controlled by the amount of hydration we have in our body. So we need our bodies to be able to work properly. That comes from high quality water and hydration. And yes, Larry, I knew you'd want me to talk about the book. I always have it here. So Lauren Picard is the one who found GHK copper peptide over 50 years ago. So here's his book. If you want to get that on Amazon, you can. Just if you like to nerd out like I do and find out all the sciencey stuff and what he was researching and what he found, is just truly fascinating. But again, it's why we have 50 years of research on GHK copper peptide and all of his research that he did, that David was studying, that even other scientists, many other scientists study as well to develop the things that they're working on as well, because GHK copper peptide is such a powerful peptide in the body and truly the fountain of youth. So I do want to mention one more thing because I thought this was so fascinating. I was listening to a pastor. I mentioned something last week too, and this was in a different one of his sermons, but I just thought this was so amazing. And also to me, just such a testament to David Schmidt and the company and how he has really studied the way God has designed things. So there's something in theology called the conservation of miracles. It's a theology or a principle, a theory or a principle of theology. It says God could separate the Red Sea every day if he wanted to, or create a burning bush every day if he wanted to. But God chooses to work through natural means 99.9% of the time, and only rarely on occasion will he choose to intervene by supernatural means. So this conservation of miracles says that he chooses to work through natural means the majority of the time. So oftentimes people will say, I need a miracle. And maybe what you need is knowledge or information from a doctor or a change in your diet or something like a patch. The pastor didn't say that. I'm adding that, but something like a patch. Maybe it will be things like this in how God provides for you. But because you didn't get a supernatural miracle, it doesn't mean that it wasn't God who healed your body. There is still the provision of God's blessings in making this available to us. The Bible says Jesus lives to intercede on behalf of the saints. This means he is capable of healing us, whether by natural or supernatural means. So maybe this technology is exactly what you have been praying for. And so that is why I am so thankful to have an inventor and a founder who that is what he's done. He's prayed to the Lord. He's asked for technology of how to help people. And he will tell you that if you ever get to hear him speak, definitely watch his videos. He is truly just a humble, remarkable man. And it makes me so thankful to be a part of a company like this, because when you study the way that God has designed things, that's when you get all of these other amazing, incredible natural miracles that are coming about because of studying what God has designed. And it is the body, and it is God who creates, and it is God who heals. And so even through this patch, it is still God that is doing all of those things for us. So I am so very thankful for all of that. Let me see what questions you all have in the chat here. And if anybody wants to come on, and so I hope Brian was able to get on, Larry. Let me see. Can I share Yeah, Larry, sure. Come on, please share about. I know you said that you just had surgery, so come on and share about your use of your patches and what's happened with you. And yes, Sky, I'll show the book again as well.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. I had a very involved surgery. I'll just try to keep it as brief as possible, but it was unexpected when they did the laparoscopic procedure. I mean, they expected a 2 or 3 hour operation, turned out to be 6.5. And as a result, I was constantly on IVs. So what the patches did for me, by checking out some videos in my spare time, is that I noticed when I got home that blood was gathering on my right arm below my wrist. And I went to the emergency room and they said to me, that's because you had leakage, punctures from the IVs. So I researched it on LifeWave, and it said that I could use certain patch to dissipate it, and I did, and it's almost gone right now.
Wow, praise the Lord. That's awesome.
Yeah,
So which were you just using the X39?
I don't remember what I was using, but X39 is a must every day. I also always use it in combination with Aeon. I find it puts me in a good state of mind. And as Einstein said, as we see on many of David, the senior manager, not the inventor, that Einstein believed that the future of medicine would be through, what is it, tonality or some kind of responsiveness of like how the white patch
Frequency.
and the frequency, right,
Mhm.
and how the frequency works. And I swear to you that when I use the ice wave on my feet or on my legs, I actually feel it. I feel the frequency. It's amazing. It's quite amazing. And it puts me, no matter what kind of meds I'm on or whatever I'm doing, it just puts me in such a nice place, a good place. And that's part of the battle of getting well.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. Our state of mind and how we feel. Absolutely. Our emotions for sure. So that's so amazing. So yeah, Larry's talking about the Eon patch as well. And what you're talking about, that state of mind, is that it helps to turn on the parasympathetic nervous system, which is that rest and digest, and allows our body to heal. We have to be in parasympathetic to heal. And so even that state of mind that you feel, that you just feel better and you just feel clearer. And that is that healing state. When you are stressed and don't feel well, it's really hard for our bodies to heal. And so the Eon patch helps to turn on the parasympathetic nervous system. And the cool thing is that it also reduces inflammation systemically throughout the body. So wherever there is inflammation, it helps to reduce that. Those two patches we call the dynamic duo. They are truly phenomenal because what happens in the body is that our stem cells in our body are attracted to inflammation. But here's the kicker: inflammation eats stem cells. And so when your body is sending those stem cells, they're getting gobbled up by the inflammation, which means it's going to take longer to heal. So it's amazing that Larry's done this with his surgery and used both of them, because now you have something, so that peptide in your body that's helping to support the reduction of the inflammation and turn on the parasympathetic nervous system so you can heal. So it's moving out that inflammation. So as our body sends those regenerative cells in to regenerate what the area, like with Larry, the surgery that he had to help regenerate that area, now you're getting full power of your body's regenerative cells, and they're not getting eaten up by the inflammation. So it truly is a fabulous combination. If you have any kind of stress in your life, if you're having any type of surgery, I just wear it every day because I just feel like we're constantly bombarded with all kinds of stressful things. And so, and to help keep that inflammation in a proper balance, to where there are times that inflammation is good. Like there's reasons that our body needs inflammation, but most people are chronically inflamed. And so to have that balance and that benefit and turning on that parasympathetic nervous system is phenomenal. So thank you so much, Larry, for sharing us your story. And I'm so thankful that even though this was a surprise surgery, that you're doing well and things are going good. And I'm so thankful that you found this technology long before you had to have this surgery. So that's all a blessing as well. So Sky, I know Vicky typed it in the chat for you, but it's GHK copper peptide, and it's by Lauren Picard. So, and you can just look that up. Sorry, I know my green screen makes that kind of funky, but thank you all. Who else would like to come on? Does anybody else have a story that they would like to share, or a question? That's what we're here for, is we're here to support you and answer your questions. So whatever question you may have about the technology, we would be happy to help you with that as well.
Yeah, I can share a little something, Nikki. When
Awesome.
I had my foot surgery, I had just recently I kept feeling like some kind of a spasm, and I have this boot on, so it's kind of thick and I can't get to certain places. So I just put an X39 right on top where the spasm was happening, and within seconds it just stopped right away.
Praise the Lord.
I
That's
know.
awesome. Yeah.
That's
Anytime
awesome.
we have those spasms, especially if you've had surgery, you're like, nothing should be moving. Nothing should be moving there.
Yes, I'm so thankful for this technology.
Yes, absolutely. I learned a really interesting little trick. I don't remember, I was watching another one of the videos, and they were talking about, so like for heartburn, I don't normally have heartburn, but sometimes, I eat good. So it always surprises me. I'm like, why am I having this? Well, I would use the ice wave. So like the ice wave, like just down at the bottom of the base of your, kind of where that hollow spot is, just below your xiphoid process, or you have your sternum, and then it's called the xiphoid process at the end of that, but there's kind of this void right there. I would put a tan ice wave there and a white ice wave on my belly button, or even a little bit higher, like in between my breastbone, in the center. But I was listening to a doctor talk about, an acupuncturist talk about just using a carnosine patch there. And so for some reason, there was, I was feeling like maybe there was some heartburn coming on, like the last 2 or 3 nights. It was really strange. And so I just went and got my carnosine patch and popped it right there. And I was like, oh, this is fantastic. If you could do all that in one patch, it's always better, right? I
That's
can
right.
do it in
That's
one
right.
patch. So that's a little extra tip for you that I just learned here recently that I was super happy to learn about. So hopefully that helps somebody else as well.
That's awesome.
Anybody else? Pastor Ed, please come on.
Thanks, Nikki, for having us. I appreciate this calls all the time. I wanted to tell you that I went away this weekend on a men's retreat, and we do a very competitive volleyball game between the under 40 kids or younger adults, and then over 40, which is where I am. So we played 2 very strenuous games, and we won, thank God. But here's the thing, when I normally come home after that, I'm laid out for a couple of days, just hurting all over the body. But I said, not this year. I'm putting my patches on and drinking my Celergize, and I'm sore, but it's not debilitating. And at our age, you know that if you play probably like about 3, 4 hour games, you hurt. You really, really hurt. So I just thank God now that I don't hurt, and I could go play another 2 games if I had to. But I won't till next year.
And that's why we're so sore, is because we do it once a year, right?
That's right.
Why yes. And so that's what I totally agree with you, Pastor Ed. Like that for me has been amazing too, because I have some instructors that I work out with that are just like, I mean, everything hurts. And when they would change the routines, everything would hurt. And so now for that lactic acid just to move out and for that recovery time to be so much quicker is fantastic, because yes, unfortunately, we don't always get to play volleyball as much as we might like to. And so it's easy to get really sore. So it's fantastic to be able to feel like, okay, I've got this. I'm okay. I don't feel like I'm, going to suffer for the next week until all this soreness wears off. So, and that's the other cool thing, even for athletes, like the athletes that I have that wear the technology are just truly shocked by the recovery time. And it's one of those things that they notice, and they will always wear their patches because they just notice how much quicker it allows them to recover. So truly benefit for those of us who like to be 1 year weekend warriors. Or for those who are just, actively pursuing athletics and sports at all times. So truly phenomenal. Well, thank you all so much for being on here tonight. Thank you again, Larry, for sharing. I'm so glad that your surgeon said that you're looking great. And so that's always huge. So glad that things are going well for Vicki as well and her surgery. So with that, please join us next week. We'll also be on Wednesday night for an hour discussing all of our technology as well as our business opportunity. And this Thursday, we will also be on, we're actually going to do, instead of a testimonial, we're going to do a deeper dive into the silent night technology. So please come back. Both of those, Wednesday and Thursday, are 7:00 Central Standard Time. So we'd love to have you come back for those, or we will start this all over again next week. Please invite your friends. So we always on Wednesday, I think, and then like tonight, if you invite someone new, they'll have a chance to win a 5-day supply of our X39. And so that's what we're here for, is we want people to be able to try the technology. We don't tell them that anything would happen or they would notice anything in 5 days, but we want to at least give them the opportunity to start and understand what the technology can benefit. And hopefully they will get started on this health journey with us, and we'll get to hear all the amazing things that have happened to them, just like we have with everybody else. So with that, we pray blessing over each and every one of you. Good night, everyone. Have a good evening. Be blessed.
Good night. God bless.
Good night. Good
God
job.
bless.
Good night.